Tell me, Matt, is it a new business? I mean, have you had the business for long?
I bought it a few years ago.
And do you also teach, or do you just manage the business?
No, I don't teach. I hire teachers from one of the local ballet schools. They're really good, and they know all the latest steps. My clients love them.
What type of clients do you have? Are they mostly kids?
They're mostly people in their 30s, single people. But I do have some younger clients, and some who are much older.
2.
And do you have lots of clients, Yusuke?
Yes, we do at the moment. We are normally pretty busy during the school year, but not so busy during vacations.
When kids come in, what subjects do they need help with? Is it all subjects?
Mostly with math and science, and getting ready for final exams.
And is all the work one-on-one, or do you have classes for several kids at a time?
No, it's all one-on-one, so we can focus on one client at a time. We also use computers a lot. We have really good programs that kids can follow on their own.
3.
It sounds like an interesting business to own, Risa.
It is. Plus, it runs itself, really. I just have to make sure I have supplies of all the popular products.
How do people find out about it? Do you do a lot of advertising?
No, I don't. The store is in a very good location near the subway, so people can drop in on their way home and pick up what they need.
And what are the best-selling products?
Mainly vitamins and diet aids, but we've been so busy that we're planning to add a number of new items to our supply.
4.
And did you buy the business recently, Young-hee?
No, it's a family business. My parents and I run it together, and I'll take over when they retire.
Is it a difficult business to manage? I mean, does it take a lot of time?
It's fairly difficult.
Do you also serve meals?
Only breakfast.
And is it a big place?
Not really. We just have 10 rooms.
5.
So, how long have you had the business, Sarah?
Only a few months.
And have you always been interested in this kind of business?
Definitely. I've always been very interested in what people are wearing and how trends come and go. You know.
Well, that's an interesting outfit you're wearing at the moment. Is that the latest? Do your clients wear this kind of thing?
No, they're quite a bit younger than me. Most of them are between 14 and 17.
Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk to you about starting your own business at home. Now, obviously, some kinds of businesses can easily be run from your home and others cannot. So first, you need to think about the kind of place in which you'll be working. Do you have a room that you can use just for the business? Will you just need a telephone to run the business, or will you have a business that handles physical products such as cosmetics, health food products, and so on? And if you're going to run the business by yourself, it needs to be something that won't make too many demands on your time. So it could be a telephone survey business, where a company pays you to call their customers or to call a random list of people and ask them questions. There's a big demand for this kind of business, and the demand is growing. Or you could have a web-based business where you set up a website and deal with customers individually, giving advice on such things as real estate, financial planning, travel, and so on. When it comes to the cost of running your business, there are several things to consider. One is the cost of any equipment or resources you need to run the business, such as furniture, computers, and so on. Another is the ongoing cost of such things as advertising, telephone calls, and mailings. And don't forget about the cost to you in terms of your time and energy. How many hours a day or week do you plan to spend on the business? The amount of money you can expect to make depends, of course, on the demand for the service you offer, how much you can reasonably charge for it, and how much time you plan to spend on the business. For some kinds of businesses, the profits are high. For example, if you're selling health foods or cosmetics over the internet, you can buy supplies cheaply in many cases and sell them at a good profit. You might be able to make as much as $1,000 a week, but if you're conducting telephone surveys for a customer, you'll normally get paid by the hour, and there's a limit to how much companies are willing to pay. So you might make about $500 a week, depending on how much time you spend on it. The best way to reach customers is through advertising, of course, but this doesn't need to cost you a lot. You can use the internet to make your services known, and you can also put brochures in businesses and mailboxes. If you want to spend more money and reach a wider market, then you may want to advertise in magazines and newspapers, but that isn't always necessary. I'm sure you have lots of questions for me, so who'd like to go first?
Opening question.
Is it a new business?
Focus question.
I mean, have you had the business for long?
Opening question.
What type of clients do you have?
Focus question.
Are they mostly kids?
Opening question.
What subjects do they need help with?
Focus question.
Is it all subjects?
1,
Is your bookstore busy? Are there a lot of customers there most of the time?
2,
Is a music store a good business to own? Do you make much profit on each item you sell?
3,
What kind of people come to your salon? I mean, do you get all types?
4,
What type of food does your cafe serve? Do you have the same menu every day?
5,
What do you sell in your boutique? Are all the items new or are some second-hand?
6,
What are some problems involved with a cafe? Is getting good staff a problem? Well, first of all, thank you for coming to talk to us.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here with you today.
Now, who invented Coca-Cola?
It was invented by an American pharmacist named Dr. John S. Pemberton in 1886. He used about 17 different ingredients to make the drink.
That's interesting. And what are some of the ingredients?
That's a secret that only a few people know even today.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying it's still a secret? That's amazing. And was the drink he invented the same one we know today?
No, not really. Pemberton's drink was a thick liquid or syrup, and people added water to it.
I see. And why was it called Coca-Cola?
Well, Coca and cola were two of the ingredients used in the drink.
How interesting. Now, you said that the original Coca-Cola was different from the drink we know today?
That's right. Originally, people added plain water to the syrup. But one day, one of Pemberton's customers asked if he could add carbonated water. You know, water with gas in it, instead of plain water. And that proved very popular. And that's how Coca-Cola is made today.
So what you're saying is it's carbonated water and syrup. I didn't know that. And did Pemberton make a lot of money from his invention?
Not really, because he sold his company to someone else after a couple of years. The company has changed hands several times since then.
Really? And today Coca-Cola is known all over the world.
Yes, and in almost every country where Coca-Cola is sold, the bottling plants are owned by local business people. The head office in the U.S. makes and supplies the ingredients, but the manufacturing and selling are all done locally.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that information with us. It's been very interesting.
One.
Welcome to today's meeting of our Youth Business Club. Today we're looking at what makes a business successful. I'd like to thank all the business owners who have kindly come here today to talk with us. We really appreciate it. Let's start with you, Kathy. Your health club has been written about a lot recently. What has made it so popular?
Well, for one thing, our business is family-oriented. That's really helped us grow a lot.
So that means you have activities for people of all ages?
That's right. We encourage families to come together. That makes it different from many of the other health clubs around town. And another thing is that our instructors are all very friendly and mostly family people themselves, so they communicate very easily with our clients.
2. Now let's turn to our second panelist. I hear your restaurant is doing very well, Ben.
It sure is.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, we got very good reviews in 2 local newspapers. We also do a lot of advertising, so that and the reviews really help a lot. And people usually say we're a good value. Of course, the food is excellent. But people are pleased that they don't have to pay more than $15 for a full meal.
3.
Okay. What about your cafe, Sandra? What makes it so successful?
Well, we have a combined gift shop and cafe. People come not just to enjoy coffee and food, but also to buy gifts and read magazines.
So does that mean you have twice as many customers as an ordinary cafe?
Exactly. Another thing is that we're not far from the business district, so lots of people drop in during their lunch breaks or after work.
4.
And let's hear about your boutique, Abby. It seems to be a very popular place with teenagers these days.
Yes, it is. We often run ads in teen magazines. Our ads are pretty appealing.
Right, so that's very important.
It sure is. Instead of using professional models, we use local school kids in our ads. But I guess the most important thing is that we sell things kids don't find in other stores. We design and make everything we sell so kids can't find it anywhere else.
Our business is family-oriented.
So that means you have activities for people of all ages?
Our business is family-oriented.
So what you're saying is you encourage families to come together?
That's a secret that only a few people know, even today.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying it's still a secret?
That's a secret that only a few people know, even today.
If I heard you correctly, very few people know the ingredients? 1.
Our store hardly ever closes.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying it stays open 24 hours a day?
2.
Our busiest months are December and January.
If I heard you correctly, you make most of your money in just 2 months?
3. Our restaurant staff is very loyal. Most of them have worked here for years.
So what you're saying is you trust them completely?
4.
Location is an important factor in our business.
So that means you need to choose the area carefully?
5.
Advertising is essential in our business.
So that means you should spend a lot on it?
6.
People like our store because of the prices.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying your prices are cheaper than other stores?